Welcome to another episode of TGIF Renegades.
You like that one?
I do.
I got my vocals. Vocals. Vocal lessons this weekend.
No, you didn't. Another air ball. Oh,
That really grinds my gears.
I am Kenny, and this is my co-host,
Alex.
And we are the TGIF Renegades Podcast.
I don't know why I can't just talk normal ever. Whenever you make me talk,
Alex.
I'm like Joey, I guess.
You are. You gotta make the noises and the.
I'm really sorry. I'm taking up room in the
You
camera.
really are. So we have an awesome show.
Yeah.
It is Urkel Day.
I like it. Look at you.
I know. I got. I'm all Urkeled out here.
I mean, he's really looking like Urkel. He got glasses on, the bow tie.
Did I do that?
It's an emoji bow tie. I can't wait for you to see this.
You know, it is what it is. I don't think Urkel ever wore an emoji bow tie, but
No, probably not. But I mean, it looks great.
I got the high water
pants on.
Here, so
You look. You need to lift those pants up a little bit, though. I don't know if they can get lifted anymore.
They're hurting my stomach sitting here, but they're up here. I just don't have the suspenders.
Yeah.
I'm missing the suspenders. Other than that,
well, like you said, suspenders are expensive.
They're not cheap. Urkel was.
Who the hell is buying these suspenders?
He was a money bag.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, we have a great show lined up for you this week's episode. Our title is Laura's First Promo.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. It could be Laura's first promo.
Promo.
Huh?
Or porn.
Oh.
Anyway.
That's not the right sister.
Right. All right, we'll be reviewing episodes of Full House and Family Matters. We have plenty of trivia. I actually have a ton of trivia.
Whoa!
We have
Wowzer!
We have What's on the Mind of Alex. Alex will give you a little bedtime story before...
To make you snooze off into the night.
and more. I don't know if you want to know any more that we're going to do.
But it is
Urkel Day! And later on, for Urkel Day, I'll give you some Urkel information. Some Urkel trivia.
Are we just going to say Urkel this whole episode?
Urkel.
It could be a drinking game.
It could be.
So
how often we say Urkel?
Urkel?
Take a drink. You can't yet. I didn't say it's time to crack.
Is this episode going to start? Because I really want to crack open my beer on Urkel Day.
Drink.
Damn it.
All right. With that said, Alex, it's your favorite time. Time to crack open a beer and get into this.
Urkel.
Because it is TGIF.
So, super excited. It's Urkel Day, huh?
Yeah, Urkel Day.
Damn it.
You are going to get
wasted. I'm going to get so wasted today.
All right, Family Matters. We're starting with it first because it's Urkel Day and we got to do it. Season 1, episode 12. 12 episodes.
Well, wow.
To finally get Steve on camera for real.
Well, I was more impressed we've done 12 episodes.
Well, that's true, too.
Wow.
I'm surprised. The title for Family Matters episode is Laura's First Date.
Oh.
And it aired December 15th, 1989. IMDb rating, 7.3.
Hey!
So good episode. Cold open. It opens with Eddie in a pink dress.
Right on. That poofy pink dress.
Yes. And he looks super annoyed.
Yeah.
And Rachel is fixing the dress.
Why does he have to stand on a stool?
I know, it's really weird. And she's fixing the dress, and Eddie wants her to hurry before anyone sees him like that. It's for Harriet, so Harriet and Eddie would wear the same size dress.
I thought my mind was probably wrapped around it being Laura's dress.
Right.
for the dance.
No, this was, they said it's for Harriet,
Oh.
and Harriet wants to wear it tonight, so that she's got to fix it.
Wait a minute. When did Rachel become a seamstress?
I don't. It was probably in that same book where she learned
The
how to do
automotive book?
Yeah. She took the next class.
God, she's a jack of all trades.
She is. Writes novels, fixes dresses, fixes cars.
What a woman.
Yeah. Gets her kid to say, Mama. She has it all.
Oh, Megan did that today.
Oh, no.
AJ, say Mama. And I was like, no, this shit is not happening in my house. Like, we're not going through this.
Yeah.
So
Did you crouch behind AJ and start talking for him?
No, I put my foot down and said no.
You said, your father has spoken.
Your father has spoken.
I wish you did say those words.
No, I didn't. I didn't say anything. I cowered in a corner. Well, I wanted my allowance this week too. So.
That's true. I get it. All right, so Rachel accidentally gets him with a pin while he's wearing the dress, and then she says she needs to run and get more pins. She lost that one or whatever in his body. I don't know. Wow. The whole thing is so weird. I don't even know, but she says, "Don't move. I'll be right back." And so he starts messing with the back of the dress. He's using the hand mirror to try and see his back. He's model. It looks like he's modeling. He's trying to get it and look. And of course, in come Carl, Laura, and Judy as they walk in. They're all in shock, but Carl's face is so.
He's mortified.
Yeah. And he goes, Edward! And then he's like, Dad! And then Carl says, Edward, I think it's time we had a little talk.
Oh, no!
And then... Is
that it?
Yeah, kind of, I think.
So now we're into the episode.
Yes. When the episode actually starts, Laura is walking into the kitchen from the living room, and she says, Mom, we gotta talk. And Harriet quickly interrupts her and says, go clean your room, we can talk later.
Oh.
It was unnecessary how...
It was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, it was so quick. And she says, it's her room, can't she just leave it the way she likes it? And Harriet says, it is her and Carl's room, and they're only letting her use it until she goes to college.
Damn.
Boom!
Burn!
Harriet's in a mood this episode.
Yikes.
Yeah. And Laura then says, if she cleans her room, can she go to the dance this Saturday? And Harriet says no, and apparently has been saying no for about a month, and will continue to say no until she turns 15.
How old's Laura?
13.
And it's just like a school dance.
Yeah, school dance.
I'm dumbfounded here because, it's just a dance at the school. You get your kid out of the house.
And Carl can relieve some of the stress that apparently Harriet's got going on.
Oh, yeah.
All right, down Aunt Rachel comes with little Richie, and Laura asks her when she went on her first date.
Oh, no.
And Rachel says, well, I waited a long time. I didn't go on my first date until I was 10 or 11.
How do you even remember that shit?
Mm-hmm. Carl walks in from work, and Laura hugs her and is all clingy like daddy's girl.
Yeah.
And then she says, by the way, can I go to a party Saturday night?
So now it's a party.
Yeah, now it's a party, not a dance.
Gosh.
You got to get this straight.
So confused.
Carl says, it sounds great. Have fun.
What?
You know he's thinking, get this kid out of the house.
But what if Eddie wanted to go at that age? It would be a whole...
Right? Yeah, Harriet objects and says she is 13 and too young to date.
What, now she's dating?
Yeah.
I thought
it was going to a dance, the party, now it's a date. They're jumping to conclusions in this.
Yeah.
But Laura says when Eddie was 13, you let him take Brenda Jackson roller skating. That was a date. Carl agrees. It's so funny because she says it, and Carl looks over at Harriet, and he's like, mm-hmm. like shakes his head. He's no help to Harriet
No.
in this situation. Harriet says he hasn't been the same since. And they're like, that's right. True. Then there's a little joke about girls in other countries get married at 13.
Yeah.
Harriet talks about them dying young.
Yeah, I like
This whole...
Like, wait, now we're from dating to getting married. Other girls in other countries getting married at 13,
Yep.
and then those girls dying young at 30.
Right, yeah, at 30 she says something about...
my goodness.
Yeah, this is jumping at weird levels. Like,
Yeah.
pew, 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 pew. Yeah, because then Harriet talks about them dying around their 30s or whatever, and she says, and if you want to die young, you'll go to the dance. Like,
My goodness.
it's so stupid and, like, I don't know. It was weird.
It's gonna mortify her now.
Yeah.
Mortify? Did I say it right? Mortify? Mortify her. Growing up.
Scar her for life. Just
That's a
go
better
with
word.
that.
Scar.
But Harriet, like, storms off out of the kitchen, and when she does, Laura turns to Carl and says, Mom just doesn't understand her. But he does. He understands her. She's sucking up a little bit.
What a great dad. Must not be Bill season.
Right. Stillwater Bill.
Bill.
She's clearly buttering him up, and he says he knows what she's trying to do. And she goes, but is it working? It's working.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
all excited because
Yeah.
somebody actually likes him.
Yeah.
He goes into the living room and he asks Harriet, her, don't you think we should let Laura go to the party? Harriet says, if she starts dating now, she'll get serious. Then the boy will get serious. And then they'll both get serious. And that's serious. And Carl goes, come on, Harriet. Will you get serious? Carl finally gets her to cave. And Laura can go.
Your father has spoken.
He should have said that.
He should have.
That should have been Carl's line.
I think so. It would have been great.
Would have been awesome. Carl, he's all excited that they could finally agree on this. The new scene looks like we are at Leroy's.
So Leroy's is the kid. It's the kids' hangout, and it will be the kids' hangout for a long time.
Okay, just kind of like a little burger joint.
Little burger joint, like a little diner, yeah.
Yeah,
where all the kids hang out, all the cool kids hang out.
Yep. And Laura is sitting with a friend. The friend says to get her nose out of the book. The dance is tomorrow. And Laura still needs to get a date. She says all the good guys are taken. Laura says that. And in walks Eddie, and the friend says, look, there's your brother. He's so cool.
Yeah, he is.
And we find out the friend is named Penny. And she wants Eddie to sit with them, but he says he's a high schooler and can't be sitting with 7th graders.
Yeah, right.
Obviously.
I wouldn't either. It's weird.
Yeah. And Eddie says, Laura, I just came to warn you. I just saw Steve Urkel outside. Oh, Greg! And he said he was going to ask you to the dance.
Wow, what a good brother.
Yeah, he did warn him. How did he know? Did you think Steve just came up to him and said, I'm going to ask your sister to the dance?
Probably.
Yeah, sounds like
Well, he probably said, like,
How do you say, Laura? Her majestical eyes really brighten my day, and I'm going to ask her to the dance, Eddie.
That sounds exactly
I sound like Steve after he's, like, been chain smoking for, like, 50 years, I bet.
So Penny says, that's great, because she knows how desperate Laura apparently needs to be.
Yeah. Wow.
But Laura says she doesn't want to go with Steve Urkel, the mouse eater.
Oh, no. Eat mice now.
Yeah. Now in walks Urkel. And nice button down.
He's looking fly.
Great suspenders.
Yeah.
And a briefcase. Because all 7th graders walk around with briefcases.
Yeah.
He's checking out some girls playing a video game. Not checking them out.
No,
checking out the video game. And FYI, did you notice the stickers on the video game?
Pac-Man.
No, well, I don't know if it was Pac-Man or not. Probably.
Oh.
The stickers on the on the video game.
No.
I noticed it. There were 2 Blackhawks stickers, Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh.
2 Bulls stickers. 2 Bears stickers.
Wow.
2 White Sox stickers.
No kidding.
Only 1 Cubs sticker.
What?
So, boom.
Wow. What a great find.
Yeah, Cubs are second team.
Wait, why would they put 1 Cubs?
I don't know. They were like stuck like randomly, you know.
Oh, wow. That's a good find.
Yeah. So they represented all the teams twice except for the Cubs once.
How did you even find that?
Oh.
You got a Hawkeye. I noticed that chick shoved the shit out of him.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, no, you're getting there, I know.
When he gets too close to the video game screen, because he like peers in.
Yeah.
Like so
I
awkwardly.
do the same thing, but
She really shoves him. Or did she shove him lightly?
Oh, yeah.
He just doesn't have enough muscle mass to...
No.
He walks over to Laura.
Hi, Laura.
I hear you can't get a date, so you want to go with me?
You're doing good.
Penny really rudely says, take a hike, Urkel. She'd rather eat worms.
Gee. Wow.
Which I thought the next thing was going to be something about him talking about, like, the protein that worms would give. No, it just went away, you know, because he just says, okay, some other time then.
That's it? He gave up that easy.
Yeah, and he leaves. So Laura talks about how if she can't get a date, she'll be humiliated. Laura starts like giving sexy eyes to some kid named Mark across the way, because they kind of talked about Mark for a second, but she starts, hey Mark.
Googly eyes.
Yeah, you know, and up walks Urkel again, and right in Laura's face, he says, did I mention my dad knows Wayne Newton?
Why would that change anything?
I know.
Why?
And then Benny says, get out of here, goat face. And she throws a fry at him.
One single fry.
And he turns to leave, and he bangs into like the beam in the middle of the room there. And then when he bumps into it, he looks at it and goes, excuse me, and then leaves. All right, new scene. We're in the Winslow's kitchen.
All right, well, hold on. I got to get another beer.
All right,
because this Urkel.
Oh, we got more. We got more Urkel coming up.
Is that
here.
double?
That is a double. All right.
Well, guys are playing along. Jeez, at least pull over if you're driving right now.
And if you're working.
No, whatever. It's Friday.
That's true. All right, new scene in the Winslow's kitchen. Everyone is at the table except Mother Winslow's not there.
Yeah, where is old Estelle?
Estelle, I don't know where she is. Maybe visiting Frank again.
No.
Not after last time.
Not after last time.
All right, Harriet says really strictly, Judy, finish your Brussels sprouts.
I noticed that.
There's something going on with Harriet this episode. Judy says they make her want to puke.
They make me want to puke.
And then,
now, do you like Brussels sprouts?
I love Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts too.
Them.
Everyone I know hates them.
It's the best thing on earth.
Yeah, I love.
Well, I mean, you know, I love Brussels sprouts. It's better than broccoli. I'll eat broccoli.
I like broccoli a lot.
Since I'm a veggie man, I mean, I'll eat anything, but I do love Brussels sprouts.
They are good.
Do you know how Brussels sprouts grow?
I do not.
So Brussels sprouts actually grow on a stalk on the ground, and then all the little Brussels sprouts are all around the stalk.
Wow.
And then, you know, you just pick them off.
Nice.
That's how Brussels sprout is. Brussels sprouts are a fall. Like it's literally one of the last things.
Wow.
In the fall.
Wow.
Yeah.
You came here to hear about Full House and Family Matters.
And you're getting
you're getting more than you paid for.
More than you paid for.
We like to bring a little education to the podcast.
Maybe that should be a segment.
Yeah.
The educational segment.
Oh, we're going to get some education later on. I'll tell you what.
Okay, I'm
ready.
excited. Anyways, where are we at?
Right. Judy wants to puke because of Brussels sprouts.
That's right.
I want to puke.
I want to puke.
No, everyone's like, ugh. After they hear the word puke, they are sick or something. Rachel offers to make a dress for Laura for the special occasion. She is a what do you call the jackknife or Swiss Army knife of ladies here.
Yeah.
And Laura says, no need to go to the trouble. No one has asked her. Carl says there are plenty of boys out there, and one just needs to work up the courage to ask her. The phone will ring any minute.
Any minute, that phone's going to ring.
And they all look at the phone. Across the room, they're all looking, and nothing. Laura sprints off all sad after a spiel about how no one will call.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
Did you get any enjoyment in how, sad Laura was and upset?
A little bit.
I understand she's a 13-year-old girl, but she's been a total jerk this whole season so far.
Yeah.
And it's finally, great. Now you're getting yours. Now you're feeling bad.
Yeah. You kind of deserve this.
You've been so mean to Eddie and everybody else.
Really just Eddie.
Yeah.
I mean...
Putting him down with girls this whole time, and now look at you.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Now look at you.
Yeah.
Revenge is sweet.
Alex 1, Laura 0. Harriet tells Carl she knew Laura was too young for this dating thing. Harriet, and she is...
We're dating again, too, by the way.
Yeah. Now we're not just concerned about going to the party. We're dating
now.
Yeah. Carl tells Rachel to make the dress anyway. Laura is going to get a date, and he guarantees it.
How does that go about? Because there's not, I don't think in this episode it talks about it, but what does he just go up to every, dad and be like, hey, you got a 13-year-old son?
Yeah.
My daughter needs to date somebody.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Next scene is Carl in the living room on the phone with this big-ass phone book on the coffee table.
Yeah.
So, did he call a bunch of people?
Yeah.
Did he know a bunch of people's phone numbers from her class?
Chad? Nope. Jacob? Nope.
He calls Mr. Urkel. Break it up. And he says who he is and says, remember me? We met at the pet shop when you were buying mice. And now, why was Carl at the pet shop? Yeah. They don't have a pet. Do you think... I mean, he's a cop, so maybe he was called in for something. But it seems like a pretty nonchalant, meeting at the pet shop. Yeah. Carl asks for a favor.
Nonchalant? I mean, obviously... They had a great conversation.
Yeah, that's true. If they knew,
maybe something happened with. Oh,
maybe.
Okay.
I guess we'll just have to see.
Okay.
Carl asks for a favor and wonders if his son Steve has a date for the party tomorrow night. And the audience goes, ooh, because they know what Steve's like.
Yeah.
So after a little commercial break, we're back in the Winslow's back porch.
It's back!
Where's the horn from last week?
Oh, actually.
Oh, no. Yeah, you do have it.
Whoa! Yeah, there we go.
There it was. Oh, man. The back porch is back. It's amazing.
It's great.
So Laura is moping on the porch swing. I'm assuming this...
Why am I so happy?
I'm assuming this conflict gets resolved right now because we're on the back porch.
We're on the back porch. Guys!
Come in, but tentatively. And out comes Eddie asking if she's okay. What a nice brother.
What a great brother.
She says she'd like to be alone, and Eddie goes, I understand. And then he walks over and sits right next to her.
Yeah.
So he has no, it's just can you put these tools away? And he has no common sense. So he basically says she's putting too much pressure on the situation.
Wow, great advice.
Totally right.
Yeah.
Eddie tries to tell her that dates are overrated. It's two nervous people trying to come up with cool things to say so that the other person doesn't think you're an idiot. Spot on.
Yeah.
Eddie,
Huh?
that's my...
Done out a lot of dates.
Yeah, that was my dating life in a nutshell. She isn't falling for this explanation, though. And Eddie says she should call Mark Newhouse, the boy that she was giving sexy eyes to.
Oh, okay, that's Mark Newhouse?
Mark Newhouse, yeah. And she should ask him...
Do you think his parents have a new house? Is that like a dad joke?
It is, kind of.
All right.
It is. He says she should ask him to go to the dance instead of waiting for someone to ask her.
Right on.
She should take the initiative. She says she's scared that he'll say no. And Eddie he's like trying to leave. And he says, well, no guts, no glory.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good, Eddie.
I think they made T-shirts with those on back in the day, too.
Probably.
Yeah. Wait, real quick. I thought Mark Newhouse had a date.
Yeah, he did. We find out. Because, earlier when she's given the sexy eyes, Penny says...
Mark's off the table. He's taken.
He's taken. I did miss that. You caught me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to be on my toes. I forgot you're stealing my Hulu account.
Yes, I am.
So, Eddie's about to leave to go shoot hoops, but before he goes, he says, Laura, any guy who doesn't want to go out with you isn't good enough for you anyway. What a sweet brother.
Oh, what a sweet brother.
But I could tell you were about to say, he's going to go play basketball.
Now he's playing basketball?
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited now. He's back in it. Him and Fred. Him and Fred. Going to play some basketball.
Is he going to go play with Rodney, you think?
I hope so.
Rodney hasn't shown up in a while.
I don't think he's coming back. He's coming back.
All right, so Laura goes into the house, and she goes straight to the phone. She does a little hesitant go to the phone, and then she picks it up, calls Mark, and she really nervously starts to ask him. She's like, Mark, do you want to go to the dance with me or what? She broke the ice on that nervousness pretty quick. But we go to a new scene.
Wait, we don't know what Mark said?
No. Cliffhanger. You're on the edge of your seat.
I am.
Here, Carl got off the phone. We don't know what's up with Urkel. Mark. She got off the phone with Mark. We didn't hear the answer yet. I don't know what's going to happen. But new scene. Harriet is drying some dishes. Rachel comes in all excited, and in comes the party girl, Laura.
Party!
She walks in with this ugly dress.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. They act like it's a nice dress.
It was green poofies.
It's blue.
Was it blue?
I don't know now.
But it was black, too.
Yeah, there's black and blue or green.
Yeah.
Brooke, let us know.
Yeah. Somebody let me know. I'm sure I'm telling it wrong. But the black, I think, was like a velvet.
Yeah.
You know how they used to have it back then? It was
a
poofy, and then it was like
shoulder pads,
but then there was like velvet. It wasn't just like black silk or whatever. It was like velvet.
It was nice for the late 80s.
Yeah.
Ugly for now.
Yes, definitely.
Harriet goes to pull a loose thread and ends up pulling out one of the sleeve, pulls the sleeve off.
Jeez.
Which, come on, Rachel.
Yeah.
She fixed the car and it broke.
Yeah.
Now she makes the dress.
Can you do anything right, Rachel?
She's the Swiss Army knife that has
broken.
dull blades.
That's good. That's good.
Rachel says she'll fix it, and Harriet's like, "We gotta go. There isn't much time." They're all freaking
So now
out.
Harriet's all excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
She must have got laid last night.
It must be. Way to go, Carl.
There you go. Rachel goes on a rant about how no one should be pulling threads. It was funny. It was funny how she did it. I didn't want to write it down.
Yeah.
She's just, pull a thread. You don't pull a thread. You just gotta.
She was like.
She was frantic.
Yeah. Was she on some kind of drug?
Yeah. Harriet rushes into the living room, and in walks Carl. Harriet says dinner will be late because she needs to help get Laura ready for the dance. And Carl's all proud, saying, He had a feeling she would get a date. Oh, boy.
Wait, Carl wasn't pissed dinner's going to be late?
I know, I thought that was going to play a role, but no.
Shit. Wow.
No, and then the doorbell rings as Harriet rushes out, and Carl answers the door for Urkel!
Oh, Urkel!
He has flowers in hand, some nasty-ass flowers.
With the bulb still on him.
Yes. And he says, "Hi, Mr. Winslow. I'm Steve Urkel. Is Laura ready for the dance?" Carl's looking at him like very upset.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Like,
he
what the hell did I just do?
Yeah. It makes me wonder, what does Urkel's dad look like?
Yeah. Yeah.
That he was confused on it. He reluctantly invites Steve in, and Urkel says, "When my father said you'd set up a date with me and Laura, why, I thought I'd wet my pants." Carl then compliments the flowers that Steve brought, and Steve says that on his way over he stopped by the cemetery. So that's where he got the flowers.
Okay.
Carl tells him to go into the kitchen and wash off the roots of the flowers.
They're not roots, they're bulbs!
Right, yeah. He's about to. Then he turns back to Carl and says, "Hey, nice house for a cop."
What?
What a jerk.
Yeah.
And Carl's like, "Thanks."
Wait, what's the cop supposed to live in?
I don't know. But then Urkel, as he's walking towards the kitchen, he knocks into the end table in the living room, and it falls over, and he looks down at it, and he goes, "Excuse me."
I love Urkel.
I know. And then Carl looks up to heaven and says, "What have I done?" So then Carl yells up to Laura that her date is here. Rachel sprints down, telling him to stall him! Because she's not done fixing the dress. And into the house walks Eddie and a guy named Tyrone.
Oh, Tyrone.
Tyrone's like, he's got like ear Walkman on.
Yeah, he has
headphones.
I'm guessing it's a cassette tape with
yeah.
with headset on. Yeah.
Yeah. He's too cool.
I don't even know what's going on.
Right.
I don't even think he's cool. I think he's just like
just a guy.
Just a guy.
Eddie says, "Tyrone is taking Laura to the dance." And Carl's like, "Whoa, wait a minute." Apparently, Eddie paid Tyrone $10 to take Laura to the dance. Carl says he already set her up with Steve Urkel. And Eddie says, "The mouse eater?"
Oh my gosh!
And Carl says, "He eats mice." And Eddie's like moving on with the conversation, and Carl's like, "Has anyone ever actually seen him eat a mouse?" Just then, down comes Laura in an even better dress. This one actually does look okay. The other one is very 80s.
Yeah.
This one is like, okay, this is a nice dress. Eddie introduces Tyrone, and Laura introduces Tyrone to Laura and says that he's her date. And she says, "No, he's not." And Laura gets mad when Eddie mentions that he paid Tyrone to go on the date with her. That was Eddie's first mistake right there. Or maybe second, I don't know.
He made it a point to say he paid Tyrone.
Yeah. And Carl gets all mad. Like he's trying to keep the fact that he got her a date with Urkel on the down low. He's like, "Eddie, you can't be setting her up." Then the doorbell rings.
Like, "Eddie, why would you ever do that to your sister?"
Yeah. And Eddie's like trying, "Well, Dad, you," and he's like, No, you.
That was funny.
Then the doorbell rings, and it's Mark Newhouse.
Newhouse! In the house!
And he's a good-looking kid.
Yeah, he is.
He's sharp. Carl asks what he's doing there, and she says that he is her date. So she sees Tyrone, knows Mark is her date, and has now no clue that Steve Urkel is even there.
He's still washing the roots.
Yeah.
Bulbs, though.
Yeah,
but
right.
Roots, as Carl likes to call it.
Right. So then Carl tries to rush them out of the house to go on their date before Urkel comes in. But too late. As they're walking out, he walks in. Hi, Laura. These are for you. Wow, are you wearing a bra? right in front of everyone. Oh, I love it.
How would he even know that shit?
Oh, man. Then everyone's like shocked and disgusted at this kid. And Harriet asks who he is. Carl says he can explain, but in explaining it, he comes out to say that he set up the date, and Laura gets all pissed, and she says she has never been so embarrassed in her life, and she storms off, which is so stupid. She's never been so embarrassed, but she has a date there. And then, like, the men in her life,
got her date.
Yeah, granted, one got her a nerdy guy, and the other paid a guy, but they were trying to help.
And all three guys obviously said, yeah, I'll go.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, one was getting paid.
But he was a high schooler, though, I guarantee.
Probably. And one was dating up in life.
Yeah.
But still, it's not like you should, I don't know.
You know what, though?
It's worth throwing a hissy.
Hold on, though.
What?
Do you really think that Laura is better than Steve Urkel?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because, what's her friend's name again? Penny is pretty much calling Laura a nerd, a book nerd.
That's true, I guess.
So they're both nerds.
Yeah. But there's a difference between being smart, it's like smart nerdy, and being nerdy.
Okay, fine. Point.
Yeah. So one for
But
Kenny.
It does kind of make sense why Laura's not getting a bunch of guys.
That's true. I mean, there's got to be something.
That's what Penny was saying.
Yeah.
You're too busy booking it.
That's true.
She wanted. Well, I was thinking she probably wanted her free pizza.
Yeah,
book it.
True, book it. It was big back then. Harriet says to Urkel, "Thank you. What's your name, Sugar?" He turns like, Steve. It's so awkward. Eddie and Tyrone leave. Harriet goes into the kitchen. Mark, Carl, and Steve are in the living room standing. And Mark, like, kind of shrugs. Because Carl looks at Mark, and Mark kind of, like, does, like, a cool, like, I don't know. And Carl looks over at Steve, and Steve does, like, this, such a weird, like shrug.
Uses his, like, whole body to shrug.
And Carl rolls his eyes. After a little commercial, we have Harriet coming out to the back porch. And Laura's all sulking. And
what?
Sulking, like...
The hell is that?
She's like moping.
Whoever uses sulking?
What,
did you come up with that word?
Us book nerds. I'm not a book nerd, but I know what it means to sulk.
Okay. I know how to sulk in a bath. But, like...
I forgot who I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Let's get sulking.
So Laura is sulking, and she says, "Mom, do you have any idea how humiliating this is?" Harriet says, "Her brother and father acted like fools, but they meant well." Laura says, "They paid guys to go out with me." And Harriet says, "I'm sure your father didn't pay Steve anything." And Laura says, "This is the worst day of her life." Which, okay, back me up on this. Worst day of her life. This or losing the quilt that your grandmother told you not to lose.
I would think the quilt would be... Even, like, as she grows up in life, that would probably still be, like...
A big thing. Yeah. How quickly we forget, Laura, that you just blew it with the quilt last week.
Wait, does this sound like a sentimental thing?
No, not yet. Oh. Hold your horses, guys.
I know. Stop tapping me on the shoulder. Penny will let you know. Jeez.
They're getting too
I always got to ask you.
They're getting too hammered with the Urkel game. Harriet tries to cheer her up, saying Mark seems nice, and asked her out. But Laura tells her she asked him out, And the only reason he said yes is because he and his girlfriend are in a fight.
Oh.
And he's on the rebound. He probably would have gone out with anybody. Laura asks, Mom, what's wrong with me? Now we started up, guys.
All right, guys.
And Harriet says, there's nothing wrong with you. You're smart. You're funny. You have a great personality. Laura says, a great personality? Oh, I get it. I'm ugly. Harriet says, she is not ugly. She is beautiful. Laura says, if she is beautiful, why didn't Mark ask me out himself? Harriet says, boys are scared to death, but that'll change. Laura says, dating is hard. And Harriet says, it is for everybody. It took Carl 6 weeks to get the courage to ask her out, but she's glad he did. They get up and Harriet tells her to go on the date with Mark. She thinks Mark likes her. And Laura asks how she knows. Harriet says, I'm a mother. I have a feeling about these things. And they hug. And then Laura goes into the house and Harriet looks up to heaven and prays, Dear Lord, please let this boy like her. Oh, that was the weirdest sentimental music part. Sorry, guys.
It took forever.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you think we ever see Mark again after this episode?
I don't know. Seemed like a nice guy. Maybe he's around for a while.
Maybe he is.
He goes on to live with Alan Smith and
and everybody else.
the rest of the people that don't show up again. In the living room, Carl is nervously waiting.
Is Steve still there?
Yes, he is.
Oh my goodness.
And Mark is sitting on the couch. Well, Urkel's not in the living room at this time.
Okay.
So it's Mark sitting on the couch and Carl's like at the door nervously waiting.
That's right, because Steve went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Laura comes in and asks Mark if he'd like to still go to the dance with her. And he says, sure. I'm glad you called. I've liked you for a long time.
Oh, putting the moves on.
Oh, yeah. Right in front of the rent.
Yeah.
Laura smiles at her mom, and then the kids leave. And Rachel sprints in with the other dress, but Laura's already gone. So now in comes Urkel from the bathroom. Notice, was he in Mother Winslow's bathroom?
I'm pretty positive he was.
Yeah. And he's humming as he walks up, and he says, I hope you don't mind if I stay a while. My parents told me not to come home until 10 p.m. So his parents told him not to come home.
Oh my God.
Not to stay out until 10. Like now. So he sits down with the magazine as Carl, Harriet, and Rachel stare at him. Then he turns over and goes, got any cheese?
Yes!
I thought it was going to end there. I thought it would have been a good spot to end. But nope, new scene. Carl and Harriet are cuddled up watching a movie. Laura comes in, and they ask her how her date was. And she says, it was okay. And they question why it was okay, just okay. And she says, the first 3 hours it was the guys standing on one end and the girls on the other. She spent most of the time talking to Penny, which I could have done at home. With about 15 minutes left, Mark finally worked up the courage to dance with her. And she says she can't wait until she's older and the boys are a little more brave. And Carl says, well, sweetheart, if they get a little too brave, you let me know. And she says, okay, and Carl apologizes for what he did tonight. And she says, if you ever find yourself wanting to fix me up again, just picture Steve Urkel. And they all go, Urkel. And that's the end.
Yes.
Great episode.
I'm happy. Steve is in the picture.
Yep. For a full episode.
That's great.
Yep.
Great news for everybody.
Yeah. So with it being Urkel Day, what's on the mind of Alex here?
I mean, I really don't know anymore after I've been drinking.
Pounding them back
now. I guess not much.
Not much?
I don't know. I mean, I just Is this like a thing? Is this going to be a thing with Rachel, where she runs up, like, she's always run upstairs, down, and she always misses?
Yeah.
This is the second time now.
Oh yeah, with
Will the Thrill.
Will the Thrill. That was it.
Yeah. So this is the second time now. I just wonder if I think it might be. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of on my mind.
Oh, and I forgot about her baking. Remember, she wanted to get good at cooking and baking.
Yeah.
So she's been baking, fixing cars, fixing up dresses.
My mind is just blown with Rachel's.
Now, she's got a very not new baby, but pretty young baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
spend some time with Richie.
Yeah, you got all these...
Yeah, what was Richie doing this whole time?
I don't know.
My goodness.
Sitting in his crib like Michelle does.
I guess. And where was Estelle?
I know. I was bummed out.
That was really on my mind.
Urkel's first episode, and Estelle was nowhere.
We just pushed Estelle out of the way.
Nope.
I mean, we couldn't do that, Judy?
Yeah, well, they kind of did.
Well, I guess they did. She got to
I
say...
want to puke.
Yeah, she got to say,
I want to puke.
All right, so are we ready for some trivia?
Yeah.
Family Matters trivia.
Give it to me.
I got quite a bit here. Some of it sucks because, like, anyways, this episode marked the first appearance of Steve Urkel, Jaleel White, during the first run broadcast. This is also the one of only 2 episodes in which Steve calls Carl Mr. Winslow.
Yes. He calls him Big Guy.
Yep. Yeah, he calls him Big Guy or Carl.
Carl, okay.
But,
yeah.
Mr.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't catch that.
This episode is the last episode to air in 1989.
Hey!
So the next episode, we're into the
1990s!
90s. We have a few years to go for Full House to get there. But Urkel, these are more like mistakes, or this one's more of a mistake. But Urkel said that he passed by the cemetery on the way to pick Laura up for the dance.
Yeah.
So, as we know
right now
from the cold opens, even he's the neighbor kid.
Yeah.
Because they say something about it in one of the cold opens.
So what is there, like their house, a cemetery, and Steve's house?
Yeah.
But obviously he lives farther away.
Right. And that's all I'm going to do, because I think the other one I'm saving for the end. So.
Oh, all right.
So that was it.
Wait.
The next episode of Family Matters is Man's Best Friend.
Okay.
My guess would be a dog is in the picture.
The Winslows are going to get a dog?
Maybe.
Oh,
Carl isn't going to be thrilled, I bet. Whatever it is, I can just...
I hate when you say thrill, because I'm always thinking of Will. Will the Thrill.
Will.
The Thrill Morgan.
All right, so now, since we're done with Family Matters, we got to get to San Francisco.
Okay.
I guess...
how are we getting there?
Yeah, we didn't have any vehicles or anything in this episode, so...
Oh.
I guess on Urkel's way out, we'll stop with him through the cemetery, maybe pound a couple beers in the cemetery.
Yeah. Cemeteries are creepy.
They are.
So I'm going to need some beer for that.
Some liquid courage to get through them.
Wait, are we going to have to hitchhike all the way?
Yeah, we're just going to have to...
Oh, my...
And then when we hitchhike, we'll just ask them if they got any cheese.
I'm going to be like,
Got me beer.
So I guess we'll hitchhike after the...
We are leaving Steve back, though, right?
Yeah, we got to leave him.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we can't take him in the car with us. And we'll go from Chicago on over to San Francisco for a little Full House. And do you need another beer?
No, I'm good.
I mean, we pounded a few back at the...
Thanks for dropping us off. That was the creepiest ride ever. But we're live.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. We're live.
We made it to Full House, Season 1, Episode 12. Our very first promo.
Oh.
This is an okay one. So
there's interesting themes in this episode that I know you're geeked about.
Oh yeah, this one's great. Actually.
So you'll make it good. You'll make it good.
We'll see. December 18th, 1987 was this one. IMDb rating 7.1. So a shade under.
Yeah.
Family Matters.
Should be like a 5.4.
I don't know how this one is a 7 at all. We did it. We start out in the Tanner garage with
What?
DJ and Kimmy.
Wait.
Yeah.
I know. Geek it up.
Yeah, two things. The garage. Didn't we just hear 2 episodes ago that they've spent a boatload of money to Sylvia for her to come down and fix this into a room? Yeah. So I tried to kind of look for it. The only thing I can find is they just air them out of order. I mean, it's a typical thing. They film a batch of
it was just a mistake?
Yeah, that's just the way they wanted to air it. I don't understand how you could do that.
It's a big mistake.
Two episodes after they spend a whole episode changing a whole room, they air it. Oh, it's the garage.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The other thing is Kimmy's back. Not only did we get Urkel, it's Gibbler Day.
Gibbler Day.
So she doesn't have a big role this episode.
Yeah, we're not drinking for Gibbler.
No. But she's there. It's only the second time she's been on the show. Third time she's been mentioned. In the garage, DJ was on the phone with her in the first episode.
Yes.
So, pretty cool. She's becoming a thing.
She's starting to climb those ladders.
Yeah.
The ladder.
Yeah. Anyways, DJ asks if she wants to stay for dinner. And Kimmy says no because they find out that Joey's cooking and they have no idea what he's cooking.
Right. Well, I thought before he made amazing food.
Yeah, at one point he did.
Now he doesn't.
And Stephanie comes down, and DJ complains why Stephanie is always following them. She says they're having a nice woman-to-woman talk.
Oh, God.
DJ loves her woman-to-woman.
I know.
She said it at the school, too.
Yeah.
Dad, can I have a woman-to-woman talk with my sister? Now Kimmy's about to bike away. Also, another mistake. She lives next door. Does she really need to bike?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I get it, but
kids bike all the time.
I guess, but to your neighbor? I don't know.
I might.
I mean, I guess maybe they were biking and came back, and then... Okay, I guess I'm being too much of a dick about it.
Yeah. I mean, Kimmy can bike. Let's get on a bike.
Yeah, I guess.
Jeez, Kenny.
I don't know. Anyways.
Give Gibbler a break.
Stephanie's about to go upstairs when we hear a strange sound. What did you think it sounded like? I'm
glad you brought this up.
I thought it sounded like a bird.
Yeah.
So, you think it sounded like a bird, similar to me?
Yeah.
We don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
They hear the noise. Stephanie runs over to DJ and asks if she heard the monster noise. And DJ says, Stephanie is always making up that there are monster noises. And Kimmy says, although you do look like that kid in Poltergeist that got sucked up in the TV and said, they're back. That's her big thing
Kimmy
there.
Hates Stephanie.
I know.
Gosh. Stephanie's such a sweetheart.
I know.
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah, for now. New scene, Joey is in the kitchen with Michelle. And he's cooking and acting like a Japanese chef.
I know. Oh, man.
Because Michelle's sitting in her high chair, and so he goes, "Huh, huh, huh, huh. Ooh, you are going to rubber this, Michelle."
No.
A new voice.
A new voice.
He is the Swiss Army knife of voices.
Yes, he is.
He flips like a wooden spoon and makes a tomato, I think.
Yeah.
Fly up in the air, and he catches it in a bowl. And it shows Michelle giggling away. Oh, man. And now in walks Uncle Jesse in his exterminator uniform. They do like a stupid how you doing thing. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing? Whatever it is.
Spot on.
So dumb. Then Joey tells Jesse some girl named Brianna called.
Another second on the list. And you're right, it's another Anna.
Roxana, Brianna, Adriana. Brianna called and will meet you at 8 o'clock. And he's like, who's Brianna? Like he's his dad or something.
Yeah.
And Jesse tells Joey he terminated a few termites at her place, and she wants to thank him, and so they came up with a few ideas.
Jeez.
And Joey says, you went out wearing a cockroach on your back, and you came back with a date? and then Uncle Jesse's like, I didn't write it down, so I'll probably butcher it, but he says something like, Joey, if you want to borrow the jumpsuit, just let me know. Or And DJ and Stephanie come up from the garage, and Stephanie tells Uncle Jesse there's something terrible in the house. And he assumes she's talking about whatever Joey made for dinner. And now Danny comes into the kitchen saying he has great news, great news. And Stephanie runs over and hugs onto his leg all scared. And DJ explains she thinks she heard a monster, but I think it's just a desperate plea for attention.
Oh, jeez.
And Danny tells her to quit watching Oprah and start doing her homework. So now Danny reminds everyone, as they're like sitting down.
Yeah, who cares about the girls?
Yeah, who cares? Oh, you heard a monster? Anyways.
Yeah.
Now Danny reminds everyone that he has great news. After there's a joke about Jesse meeting a girl, he says something like, I got news too, I met a girl. And then Joey's like, that's not news, it's sports. DJ says, let's give Dad a break. What's your great news? Great news. Like, she says it's so nasty, too. Like, come on, no one gives a shit that he's got great news. So then Danny explains that the news stations in the area are fighting tooth and nail for better ratings. And Stephanie interrupts and says, that's great, Daddy. And he's like, no, that's not the great news. He says his news station is coming up with a special promo, or like a commercial, showcasing each of its newscasters. And they picked him to be first. And the family's all like, oh, that's great. Yeah, cool.
That's how my Mega would be.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's great.
And then he explains that they'll all be on TV with them. And they, oh, yeah! So self-centered.
That would not be Megan. She'd be like, no.
So they're coming, the camera's crew is coming tomorrow to film the promo. And then they go, that's it, they're coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's eat. So they go to eat Joey's dinner, and they're all, grossed out by it. And Jesse says, should we send out for pizza or Chinese? And they all say, pizza. And Joey goes, it is pizza.
What?
Which they were eating with, spoons and stuff.
What the hell is he talking about?
I know. New scene begins in the girls' room, and the monster noise happens again. Stephanie turns on the light and says, they're back. It all ties together. DJ heard it this time.
Yeah.
Which, how did she not hear it the first time?
I don't know.
I guess she was saying bye to Kimmy, maybe?
Well, come on now.
Yeah.
Loud as hell.
Yeah. Stephanie wants to sleep in DJ's bed, but doesn't want to get her feet eaten by the monster, because it could be under her bed.
Oh, yeah.
So she gets on the toy chest and tosses a jump rope thing to DJ, and DJ pulls her in the toy chest over to her.
The crowd loved it.
Oh, yeah. It was great. She forgot to turn the light off, so then they hear the noise again. And Stephanie says, forget the light! Run for your life! They run to the hall and yell to Jesse's room, Danny's room, and down the hall, down the stairway, DJ tells Uncle Jesse to go in and get it. You're a creepy crawly killer. And Uncle Jesse says, I am a pest control specialist, thank you. The girls and Danny basically tell him to go in. Well, Danny says, why don't you humor the girls? But if there's anything in there, go in and kill it. And Uncle Jesse says, in every movie, the hero is a soldier, or a cop, a private eye. Never once have they made a movie about the real American hero, the exterminator. Everyone at the same time says, pest control specialist. And he goes, coming soon to a theater near you.
God.
So corny.
So stupid. By the way, I fell asleep during this episode.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Passed out.
Yes.
So Stephanie asks if she can sleep in Danny's room. And he says, oh, honey, you don't want to sleep in my bed, do you? And she goes, I guess not.
Yeah.
Why can't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they're scared.
They're scared tonight. Seriously, Danny?
Yeah. You gotta have that massive room all by yourself.
Jeez.
So then the very next scene is the girls in DJ's bed with Danny sitting between them.
Yeah.
He looks huge on this
Yeah.
tiny bed. And he's telling them, Uncle Jesse says the room is monster-free. He's staying only until they fall asleep. Then he starts talking and talking, he starts explaining,
Rambling
monsters aren't real, kid. He says, the closest thing to monsters in real life is linebackers.
What?
They're much bigger than monsters and make a lot more money. And then he cracks up. He says, it makes a lot more money. Get it, girls? Money? And then he looks down, but the girls have fallen asleep. So he tries to awkwardly, scoot Stephanie off of him, and he leans up to scoot DJ off of him, and
tries to throw his leg over.
Yeah, he throws his leg over, but then Stephanie DJ lays on one of his legs.
Yeah.
And Stephanie's right behind him, and his one leg is off the bed, so he's got legs everywhere, and so then he's kind of and he puts a stuffed animal down, lays on the stuffed animal, and I think he says the joys of fatherhood.
Yeah.
The next day, Uncle Jesse and Joey are in the bathroom with Michelle. They're doing her hair and getting socks on her. I'm not even going to go through all the name dropping they did.
Thank you.
Well, they go to put her hair in a bow and stupidly tie Uncle Jesse's finger in the bow.
Yep.
Such a... Oh, that's a funny gag. Then, while they're doing her hair, they hear the noise of the monster. And Jesse quick listens at the vent and says, aha! North American silver-footed ferret. Adult male, 2.5 pounds.
Wow!
And, I think Joey's
what the
turned on by it. No, he's like, how did you know that? And he's like, it's a gift. And
okay.
He says, by the sound of the echo, it's going to the garage.
Not the basement, by
and
the way.
now, mind you, if this were to air before this, Joey is going to be living in that garage.
Yeah.
I hope they seal up these vents.
My goodness.
Jesse yells at the ferret. He says something like, I'm going to get you. He says something about, you're going to be another notch on my spray gun.
Sprig.
So while Jesse is coming down to the living room, the doorbell rings. The girls are coming to get the door and say it's the commercial lady. He says he's hot on the trail of their monster. The girls answer the door, and it's the lady to put them on TV. They make it a stupid point. Are you the lady to put us on TV?
Well, who else would it be? Well, actually, it could be Uncle Jesse's date.
You never know. Not this lady.
Yeah.
She don't look like Jesse's date. Could be Joey's.
Could be.
But he might still be with Karina.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We
don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But she's like this lady at the door is super awkward.
Yeah.
And she says, let me see it.
She's snooty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she says, let's see if you can find a place to put my coat. Like she says it all like they're like little kids, you know. I mean, they're little, but not where you talk to them like that. She hands it to DJ, and DJ just tosses it on Michelle's playpen right next to her. And she's like, "Oh, you're clever and you take good direction." And she introduces herself as Ronnie, short for Veronica.
Okay.
DJ introduces herself as DJ, short for Donna Joe.
Yes.
Stephanie introduces herself as Stephanie, and I'm just short. Ronnie asks, "Do you know where your daddy is?" And DJ says, "Daddy has been delayed in editing because the satellite downlink malfunctioned due to freakish barometric conditions." And Ronnie's like, "Ronnie feels like such a dodo head." And now Ronnie starts looking at the house to see like the best shots or whatever, and she's holding her hands like in a picture-y, you know, the 2 L's or whatever.
Yeah, this will work. Like she's a big producer or whatever it is.
Yeah. And the girls are like imitating her. It's really stupid. And she like turns around and is like, "Well, what are we doing?" And they're like, "We thought you knew." Now down in the garage, Uncle Jesse is searching for the ferret. He has a catcher's mitt on and his hat backwards. And Joey walks down saying, "Who are you trying to catch? Phil Necro?" Which, Phil Necro was an awesome pitcher.
Okay.
A great pitcher. But his last season pitching was 1987.
Yeah.
When this would have aired. Like, you could have found, like, somebody more in their prime that was good. Like, I don't know. Or, I looked up, this is how much time I have on my hands, I looked up 1987 San Francisco Giants pitchers, because I thought they're supposed to be based in San Francisco.
Yeah, so you would pick somebody.
Yeah, no, they had nobody good, really.
Okay.
So, I get it, but there were other pitchers that
you could have said instead.
Yeah, that were in their prime, you know. Another fact, I'll just say this is not in my trivia because it has nothing to do with this. Just Phil Necro died right around Christmas time this past
Oh,
year.
really?
So,
wow.
Too soon, Full House.
Yeah, all ties together, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. Jesse says, "In order to catch a ferret, you must become one with a ferret." And Joey says, "Like this." He puts his hands up and he goes. There's a new voice, or a new...
Well, at least that sounds like a ferret.
Yeah, better than... Jesse says, after he does that, Jesse says, "When you were a kid, did you fall out of a treehouse?" And Joey looks at him real serious. "Yeah."
Gosh, it's starting to make sense.
Yeah. Now Jesse maybe hears or sees the ferret because, like, he says yes, and then all of a sudden Jesse's like frantically, there he is, like running around the room. It was really weird. And then he says, "I got him." And he starts moving boxes, and Joey asks what he's going to do with them. I don't know how he says it, but he basically says he's going to kill him.
Yeah, exterminate him.
Yeah. So Joey hits the garage door opener and yells, "Go, ferret, go, go!" Then he goes, "Born free, as free as the wind blows."
No. No.
And Jesse, like, freaks out again. Right after that, Jesse starts freaking out again, maybe seeing the ferret again.
Yeah, what the hell is going on with Uncle Jesse and all this?
Because he's like hopped up on drugs or something. Jeez. Anyways, he says the ferret ran up through a crack in the wall and into the crawl space. So then Jesse quick grabs a ladder and goes up into the crawl space, and Joey's a cheerleader for the ferret. He's like, "Go, ferret!" I can't remember the cheer he does, but...
And I know it's complicated because the crawl space is supposed to be like the bottom thing in your house, but the garage is underneath the house.
Yeah.
It's
so... it's a weird setup.
It's above the basement.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And Jesse says, "Damn, it's gone."
Oh!
Forget the hells, he's out of the dam. Man, he is. Whew. Joey starts dancing and humming. And then while he does that, he moves the ladder away from Jesse so he can't get down. And then Joey makes Jesse promise that he won't kill the ferret, but take him to a safe place. Joey's an animal lover.
He's an animal
your
lover.
guy.
Yeah.
Your kind of guy. Then Jesse goes head first to get down with Joey's help. Why you would go head first?
I don't know.
The shoulders thing.
Yeah.
Or like your legs on his shoulder. No, head first. Because that's the easiest way to get down.
Stupid.
So they're like awkwardly with like head to head, shoulders to shoulder, like awkward upside down thing. And just then the girls and Ronnie come down.
Oh, gosh.
And they go, hello. And the girls tell Ronnie that these are the guys that help take care of them. And she says, this is Danny Tanner's family? I'm in trouble. And it goes to a commercial. After the commercial, we're in the living room where Ronnie is saying, people, we're almost ready. And Joey's in the alcove taking down all his stuff.
Oh.
It pisses me off.
Yeah. This is why I hate this episode so much.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyways, Joey's taking his stuff down, and Danny walks in, and she's like really short with him. And Joey says he almost has his stuff out. Danny's all confused because he barely got to talk. Because he's like, "Hi, I'm Danny," and she's like, "Ah, yes. You know, like just
wait. She doesn't work at the news station?
Apparently not.
Okay.
A place that makes their living filming people isn't hired to film the people that work at the place.
So confused.
Yeah. So Ronnie apparently suggested that Joey move out for this promo.
Oh. See?
Maybe it gave, you know what? Oh no, I keep forgetting this aired after.
Yeah.
It would have been good. It might have given Joey the idea, I need more space.
Yeah.
Because I got a ton of crap to take down. Gosh, they screwed this up.
Yeah, they did.
So they say Joey needs to move out for the promo, and Joey says, it's okay. He says something like he doesn't need the screen time to help launch a comedic career, you know? Like, yeah. You know, why would a up-and-coming comedian need screen time or something? And Danny says, Joey's essential. And Ronnie agrees. He's going to hold the cue cards. And Ronnie says, most sportscasters are iron-pumping ex-jocks. She's going to sell his family with class, style, and sophistication. She wants to have him do a quick rehearsal. Which, he doesn't know what he's saying. She just wants to do a quick rehearsal.
Yeah, where the hell has he been this whole time?
Work.
Well, gee, is it this for work?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He's getting some OT, I guess. I don't know. So, he goes out of the house to come back in, and he comes in, and he's reading the cue card that Joey's holding, and he says, "Ciao, family." And he's like, "Ciao, family?" And he's like, huh, and he's all confused, and then she instructs him to go sit over on the couch, and she goes, "Bring in Da Vinci." Danny's like, "Da Vinci?" And in runs a big old fluffy poodle.
No.
And it jumps on his lap, and he's all freaked out. Why is a big fluffy marshmallow on my lap? And now this I caught. This almost as interesting as the one Cub sticker.
Oh, I'm excited.
So on the cue card that Joey is holding up when Danny walks in, you see it says something like Danny enters, Ciao family. Then there's like a big empty space that clearly has tape over it, like white tape over it. And then it says girls enter. So that's what you see when he walks in. Now, the dog is entered, and on his lap, Joey says something, and it shows the cue cards, and you see Danny enters, Ciao family, then it says that tape is removed, and it says cue dog.
What?
Yeah, so they just didn't want you as a viewer to see that a dog was going to be if you quick saw that.
Oh, wow.
But it's so weird, like...
Yeah, why would anybody care?
I know, what? Why would anybody care?
Like, oh my God, they got a dog! Yeah. Like, it's not that...
Like, maybe they just... And if you're going to do, like, a rehearsal, wouldn't you want Danny to know that there's a dog coming?
Yeah.
So wouldn't you want him to have read that? I don't... It's so dumb.
That's a good find, though.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Anyway, the girls enter, and they're all dressed all classically and have violins and cellos. And their hair is in buns. And they talk like really oddly, like, Father.
Sophisticated and
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
And, you know, whatever, that stupid scene. And then in comes Uncle Jesse in a butler outfit. And he speaks with like a stupid British accent, like to be funny. He's like, cheerio, can I pardon you for some tea? And then he makes some joke about some old show or whatever, calls the girl Buffy and something, I don't know. I didn't bother to look that up. Joey says to Danny, now you see why I didn't fight too hard to be in this.
Good point.
Then they cue baby Michelle. And Danny's like all excited. Oh, good, Michelle, my baby girl. And in comes a Chinese girl.
What?
And Danny asks, he goes, well, hi, aren't you cute or something? And he goes, who is this? And Ronnie says it's his adopted daughter. We thought it'd be great for your image. Danny says, are your parents nearby? And she's like, in the kitchen. He goes, okay, go find them. And he goes, she's so cute, almost as cute as my daughter. Where is my daughter?
Wow, he actually wants to know where Michelle is.
Well,
Okay.
he's got to play it up for people.
Yeah.
But Ronnie explains that Michelle was cute, but just not right for the part. And Danny goes, my daughter was not right for the part of playing my daughter? Danny sort of like half yells at the family for letting her like do this. And they kind of just say, you know, if you liked it, we would have just went along with it, you know, we're just you're paying the bills.
Yeah, we'll do whatever anybody says.
Yeah. So then Danny starts going over what his family really is about. He's saying his family's great and he's proud of who they are. And unless you want to show people the real Tanner family, I'm just going to have to direct this thing myself.
All right, darn tootin'.
Yeah. Ronnie asks what she'll do if Danny's the director. Jesse grabs the cue cards from Joey and he goes, it's simple, Ronnie. You hold the cue cards. And the audience cracks up at it. After a little commercial, the old family is in the living room gathered around the TV. Uncle Jesse is donning the old, big old four eyes.
He's got his glasses on.
So maybe he was doing it because of Urkel.
Urkel Day.
Drink to that.
Oh.
So they're gathered around the TV, and apparently Uncle Jesse knows that the commercial is going to be on.
Yeah.
So the commercial plays. I'll try and give a quick rundown. Plays as Danny walking in, introducing himself. He goes into the girls' room. They're rocking some San Francisco Giants hats while doing homework.
Okay.
There's like a little bit about, you know, I don't know. It's the commercial is so stupid. I just gotta keep going.
We should have just went with the regular what Ronnie wanted to do.
Yeah, okay. Maybe. Then he goes into Michelle's room where Uncle Jesse and Joey are in there, and Uncle Jesse does some stupid thing with Michelle. He goes like, "Hey, let's do this, Michelle," and he does like a little thing where he taps her stomach and then her mouth and like La Bamba or whatever.
No.
It was so dumb. And Danny explains he's a single parent. And these are the guys that help him. This is my brother-in-law, Jesse, who has a band. Jesse Cochran and the Rippers. So the first mention of the name.
Of the Rippers!
Yeah.
Wow, hell yeah.
Jesse Cochran and the Rippers is his band name. And Jesse says, hi, Mom. Then he introduces Joey as a stand-up comedian. And Joey's like, I'm a lot funnier than I am right now. He's like apparently nervous. Like, is he really funny?
No.
Danny says, he kind of introduces his daughter, or he introduces Michelle, and he says, say hi to San Francisco. And she doesn't, because she can't.
Right.
And Joey creeps behind her. Hi, San Francisco.
Oh.
Watch my daddy's show, because I outgrow my clothes every 4 months.
What? What?
Yeah.
Why does that matter?
And then,
Oh my God.
Then Danny says something like, you know, in my family we teach honesty, blah, 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 like, whatever.
God.
And then they're like saying bye, and DJ asks for a raise and allowance before it ends. Like, all this stuff that happened. Oh, when he's talking to the girls in their room, he says something about, hey, Daddy brought home from work a camera crew, or whatever. And then they say, yeah, we know, Dad. You told us 5 minutes ago to get ready because the cameras were... Why would you leave that in your commercial?
Yeah. No, there's no editing?
Just a straight run through. So now it's them in the living room again, after they just watched the commercial, and Joey says, it needed a poodle.
Yes.
And Danny says, they did really great. And DJ goes, does this mean I get a raise in allowance? And he says, let's see how many letters we get first.
Why would they get letters?
But then, this is the part where I'm really confused, because then, so he says, let's see how many letters we get first. Stephanie says, I bet you we get 18 tomorrow. And DJ goes, gets all pissed and says, Steph, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Did they send 18 letters?
Oh, maybe.
But
why would they?
I mean, and what does that do? If you write a letter to a news station, does it automatically bring somebody a raise?
I have no clue.
So weird. But Danny says something about them having a sweet tooth. We better get some ice cream in the kitchen. You said you were asleep, but as they're walking towards the kitchen, you hear Uncle Jesse say something like, nice banana split and relax. What? This whole episode. They should have just not aired this episode instead of even putting it out of order.
No,
just
so stupid. We're just saying random shit this whole episode.
Yeah. But before Jesse and Joey get into the kitchen, they hear... Yup. And Jesse runs over by the piano. I got him!
By the piano?
Yep, it was by a vent or something near the piano.
Alright.
Yeah. So he's got him. Just like that. Super quick. And he says it was just like he said, a silver-footed North American 2.5-pound adult male. And then he flips the ferret towards Joey to show him that he's a male. And Jesse says, Jesse first says something about, I'm going to take this guy. And Joey's like, and Jesse says that he'll take the ferret to Big Sir and let him go free.
I'm glad.
Real quick, do you know Big Sir?
No.
It's just on the coast. San Francisco's kind of on the coast is on the coast as well, but Big Sur is 2.5 hours away from San Francisco.
Oh my gosh!
Would you take a ferret 2.5 hours away just to set it free?
No.
I mean, granted, San Francisco's a big city. They've got to take it out of the city.
I have a lot of things I'm going to talk about.
Okay. Wait.
About this ferret.
Let's finish. I got some things. I wonder if you're going to steal some things.
Probably.
But anyways, Joey says, oh, you big lug, your heart is as big as your hair. and they go to show the girls there is no monster, and they both start singing, born free, as free as the wind blows. And that's the end.
Oh!
Finally.
Thank you! We promise that episodes coming up are going to be a lot better than this.
Way better than this one.
This was a cringeworthy episode.
It was.
Yeah.
One of the worst. So with that said, what's on the mind of Alex
Okay.
in this one?
I might be dumb, but I didn't know ferrets were just roaming free like that, like a mouse or a rat.
Yeah.
Or like a raccoon or a possum or something.
Right.
Like, that's what they're making a ferret to be.
I know. My first thought on this was, why are they not freaking out?
Yeah.
The ferret.
Like, I didn't know. Am I dumb? Like,
No.
Are ferrets like a wild animal in America? I mean, I don't know anything about damn ferrets.
Right.
Let's get real. But they're not like. I didn't think they were up in the like colder climates or what.
Right.
I don't know. I thought they were more like desert.
Yeah.
Warm
I would
weather.
assume that's what they would be. Yeah. They act like you say, they act like this is like a mouse.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. Whatever. A ferret, get in the house.
Right.
What?
So that freaking sound is not what a ferret sounds like.
Okay.
All right, give me a second here. Let me see if I can crank this up. That's what a ferret sounds like.
That's what a ferret sounds like. You are right.
So where we came up with this stupid noise?
Yeah, they couldn't have found a ferret. No, they had a ferret right there.
We couldn't use a different real rodent in the house?
Yeah, right.
Like use a rat.
Yeah.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Anything.
Yeah.
Or a bat?
A bat would be a good one. Yeah.
It's honestly crazy though, because even after all these years, I know like that sound after watching this show.
Yeah.
Like it's just stuck with me.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Anyways, that was on my mind the whole freaking episode.
Well, trivia. Got a couple for this. Lady Belita Moreno plays Ronnie Gardner.
Okay. She
is best known for portraying Benny, which is George Lopez's mother in the George Lopez show.
Really?
Apparently.
Wow. I like the George Lopez show.
Really?
It's funny, yeah. You ever watch it?
I watched a few episodes.
You didn't like it?
Nah, I didn't care for it. That was in high school. I didn't care for anything but Full House or Family Matters.
Really? I did not know that.
That's what...
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah. And so we already said this first time Jesse's band was mentioned.
Jesse and the Rippers!
Yep. So it's Jesse and the Rippers in future. This one says Jesse Cochran and the Rippers.
Yep.
Interesting little factoid.
Yeah.
We already mentioned I'm not even going to bother with the mess up of Joey's place because, what a mess. But, back to the ferret.
Yeah.
Because I was pissed about this ferret.
Yeah.
Did you know that ferrets are illegal in California?
No way!
Yeah. So
no
of all the,
way.
First of all, of all the animals,
yeah.
If you got caught owning a ferret in California, it is a misdemeanor, which results in 6 months jail time, a $1,000 fine, and they can confiscate the ferret and euthanize it.
What?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, I had no clue.
If I remember right, I can't remember, I think there's one other state that ferrets are illegal.
Wait, why though?
I have no idea.
Could this be like the whole realm of why, like, is there an overpopulation of ferrets in California?
Maybe. I don't know. I was kind of down that path of like looking stuff, and then it just got. I just stuck with the fact that ferrets are illegal there. Like,
I wonder why. Yeah.
But also, they mention that this is a silver-footed ferret. There's no such thing. There is a black-footed ferret, but there's nothing called a silver-footed ferret. So not only did they take an animal that isn't a common household problem like mice or rats or bats or ants.
Yeah.
I mean, ants don't make noise. But
anything
other than a ferret. A bunny would make more sense than a ferret. I mean, I'd be pretty grossed out if a bunny made its way into my house randomly.
Right.
I'd be just like, what the hell is a bunny doing in here?
Right.
But a ferret, I'd have so many questions.
I'd be like, whose family pet is this?
Yeah.
Is what I would be like.
Or like a raccoon.
Yeah.
That makes some sense.
That makes sense.
No, a ferret.
I just...
Yeah.
So stupid.
So the next episode, as we mentioned, they get better.
Yes.
This one is Sisterly Love. And it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, solid episode.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Not really, because it's now we're talking about
the sisters,
the daughters.
So it's going to be DJ and Stephanie. Michelle's too much of a baby.
Right.
Before we get to our bedtime story, Jaleel White, Urkel Day.
Yeah.
Day.
Oh.
Jaleel White. I said I was going to mention some stuff about him. So originally, he was signed on to Family Matters just to do a one-time guest appearance for this episode. But the producers were so pleased with the audience's reaction to his first taping, so they kept him on. apparently there were about 50 frat boys in the audience that were chanting, Urkel, 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 at the end of his first scene.
No way!
Yeah. So he returned in a recurring role, which eventually turned into a starring role. So then then because of that, they pushed him into the earlier episodes just to make it seem like... But after watching the episode now, like, I look at it and I'm like, they act like they had no idea who he is, but they did because he was on it. It's confusing.
Well, here's the thing. They could have pushed this episode farther up.
Now in reruns, they air this episode, they air, like, you know how reruns, I don't watch TV, I watch Hulu or whatever now, but in reruns, when they do it in order, they start with the pilot, the second episode, they air this one third.
On TV?
On TV.
Oh, okay.
So then...
Not on Hulu, not on your Hulu
right,
account.
not on my Hulu account, but on, like, I think they've been on TBS or whatever.
Yep, TBS.
They'll air it with this one third.
Okay.
Because
right, yeah.
They want Urkel shown earlier than later.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But that's it. So...
Well, real quick, I wonder if, like, those frat boys and stuff were into it because in the 80s, Revenge of the Nerds was a big thing.
That's true.
So, I mean, it was pretty good idea to bring a nerd into it. So, that's kind of what I was just thinking.
Probably. But now, we got bedtime stories. With that.
I guess I can tell you all how I met my wife for the first time.
Oh, let's hear about it.
So... we were in an actual garage. We were in my buddy's...
Not a garage turned basement, bedroom turned garage?
Strictly a garage.
Okay.
This is so stupid. This is... if you know me, this is how it goes.
Okay.
We were in my buddy's garage, Kevin, and some girls were coming over to hang out,
Ow, ow!
Yeah, woo! So Megan walks in, my wife walks in for the first time. I was 16.
Okay.
And I don't know why I did it, but I picked up a rake and I chased her around the garage with a rake. I literally
sounds about right.
Chased her around the garage with a rake, and I guess she loved it so much that
you still do it today.
Still do it today.
Only around the farm.
Like, what would ever possess me to do that?
Yeah.
Did I think that was funny? That's something Joey would do.
You're very Joey.
Yeah, like, it was just the stupidest thing. But that's all I remember. Like, I don't know, like, did we hang out? We obviously hung out after that.
Right.
But, like, I don't make you remember.
Recover from the rake.
Yeah, like, what? Like, after I chased her around the garage with a rake, was I like, ha!
See you later.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm Alex. Like, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that was my first date.
Oh, that's a nice date.
And another little bedtime story.
A twofer.
Never really owned a ferret, but I always wanted to.
Yeah.
You know?
I've never wanted to own a ferret.
No, because I had so many guinea pigs growing up.
How many guinea pigs do you think you had?
One, then I got a second one, and when I bought that second one, had no clue it was pregnant.
Oh, gosh.
So then I had 4, because I had 2 babies. So I had 4 guinea pigs at one time.
Yikes, gross.
Yeah, because I was out of the hamster phase.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't stand those hamsters anymore.
No,
so.
I can't stand a hamster that I have.
Oh, yeah, you got a hamster now. Yeah. But yeah, but I always wanted a ferret. Man.
Yeah.
Those things are cute. But yes, that's bedtime stories with Alex. Everybody cuddle up with their favorite teddy bear and snuggle in for the night.
All right. Before you get too creeped out.
Bedtime stories. All right.
All right. Well, if you made it this far, thank you for tuning in for another episode of TGIF Renegades.
Coming at ya!
And thank you for joining us on this Urkel Day!
Urkel Day!
Woo! March 26th. Mark it every year.
Write it
Urkel
down.
Day. You gotta watch the first episode.
You're gonna get everybody drunk,
I
Kenny.
know. Well, they have their bedtime story. They can pass out now. I might kick it here in the
I might stay out here in the studio tonight.
There's a bed here. We can cuddle
Oh, no,
up.
these are both two beds.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, 3 beds.
Oh, we got this.
We got this. Good to go.
All right. Please join us every Friday for a new episode of our show. And if you need to keep up on Family Matters and Full House while we're watching them, or if you want to pass out to them like Alex does.
Just this one.
Yeah. They're available on Hulu. And also you can check us out on TGIFrenegades.com. You can go there to see where we are on social media or see any place you want to listen to us if you're tired of listening on...
Yeah, we'll make sure to post a picture of Kenny's attire today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you guys are going to love it. Who wore it best? Me or...
You were old... dang it, Kenny. You're Steve.
Me or Steve.
And nice little shout out to old Podbean. Drink one for Podbean.
Yeah, drink one for Podbean. If you want to start your own podcast, try podbean.com. If you go to podbean.com/TGIFrenegades and sign up there, you can get a month free, and then the rest is on you.
Yeah.
But we'll get you a free month.
And I said drink one for Podbean, but I'm going to say Urkel, so everybody has to. But anyways, like we always say,
thank
God
it's
Friday! Hey, Kenny, grab me another beer.